Hey guys, welcome to Stoppage Time. This is your football podcast between me, Devansh, and Vardaan, featured by Kenopsia. And today we're going to discuss a few topics related to football, which include first topic of discussion of today is
When football's gonna come back? So after the coronavirus pandemic, football has stopped, and many people are wondering when football's gonna come back. So for certain, we don't know exactly when football's gonna come back because the virus is a variable. We never know what's gonna happen. But there are several sources which are predicting the arrival of football. The first such was related to Bundesliga, the German league, where several sources within Germany, like the newspaper Bild, were reporting that the Bundesliga could start early May, like around 5th, 6th, 7th of May. Germany has been able to get their coronavirus outbreak under control and haven't reported as much casualties as countries like France and Spain have reported due to their excellent medical facilities and containment. So, several sources within Germany were reporting that early May, uh, the German league could come back, and this is done according to UEFA's protocols. As UEFA has said that if federations stop the football season halfway or mid or 3 quarters into the season, then the leagues will be hit with financial repercussions because UEFA has said that they will be asking the federations to resume.
not
And
only
we saw,
financial repercussions, but I'm sure that we won't be able to promote or disqualify any team or
yeah,
demote any team from
yeah,
the league. So
yeah.
I think
So
that will
promo,
pose a big problem.
yes, promotion
And if
relegation will not happen. Yes.
if you look at the English league also, so like the big major 10 major clubs are also suggesting that not like as in Bundesliga, they're suggesting that they start training by mid-May. So they're saying by May 16th they want to be back on the field to train, and early June they want to start their season. But the thing here is that the EPL they want to rush their season, so they want to play 113 games in just 56 days, which also includes the playoffs. So that's going to
Hmm.
create a lot of havoc in the season as well.
Hmm.
I think we,
Yes.
we, ca- we can't be sure of that because we know that a team like Manchester City has like two squads to play with, including they
Exactly.
have they have so many
Hmm.
world class players on their bench that they can
Hmm.
make at least a two-man squad out of their team, and that's not
Hmm.
fair for
Yeah.
teams like Norwich and Bournemouth and
Hmm.
other teams
Yes.
which are at the bottom of the table. They don't have enough players to make two squads, and they
Yes.
might even have to play their younger players, which is not exactly fair on that part.
Yeah. Yeah. That. And we see that the Dutch league has cancelled their season, and so there'll
Yeah.
be no winner and no relegation in the Dutch league this season. So the Dutch Prime Minister he said that till October all football and all sporting events would be banned
Yeah.
in the Netherlands. So the Dutch league cancelled the current season, which means that for certain UEFA will be hitting them with certain repercussions. Maybe we won't be having any Dutch team in the Champions League next season or the Europa League next season. It depends on how UEFA gets to decide on what happens. Also in Spain, several reports are saying that the president of the Spanish Federation, Football Federation, has said that games could start in early July because the coronavirus cases are going lower day by day.
Low.
But
Yes.
all these games would be behind closed doors until 2021, which means
21.
that
So
That is correct.
just around 6 months of fans not being able to see fanless stadiums all across the country. But football could be coming back within the next two or
I
three
think
months.
that will that
That's what
will
we feel.
that will also be one option. But as for my memory, the game I saw last before the coronavirus was the Paris game at their
Hmm.
Yeah.
home stadium. And even though it was
Hmm.
behind closed doors, there were lots of fans outside, and
Hmm. Hmm.
that
Hmm.
didn't
Hmm. Hmm.
exactly help them
Yeah.
stop the virus because there were like I'm sure there were at least 10,000 fans standing outside of the stadium, and you could hear them singing
Yeah.
inside the stadium. So I think football is a
Yes.
sport where you can't actually contain fans being at home because they'll want to get
Yeah,
together.
yeah.
But what
They'll
I
want to get the action,
interestingly
yes.
like is like Instagram channels like Via Football. What they know that we don't have any live games to watch. So what they're doing is they're looking at fixtures and they're simulating the same fixtures on FIFA and then commentating on the FIFA game itself, which acts sort of like an alternative, but not a very good one for live football fans. But I really like the fact
Exactly.
that we can still watch some football at least in this time.
That happened yesterday, right? The
Yeah.
EPL live
Yeah.
tournament took
Yeah,
place,
Yes.
and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Diego Jota
Raheem
was playing.
Sterling, Raheem Sterling playing
Sterling,
against Andre Gomez. Yeah,
Andre Gomez.
The FIFA battle. Also, another interesting thing is that the FIFA's official YouTube channel has started to air World Cup matches in full. So on the YouTube
Yeah,
channel, people can watch the entire football match without any ad break. I mean, YouTube hai to they'll be having ad breaks, but apart from that, it's free FIFA World Cup matches, and UEFA's official TV platform, UEFA TV, is airing UEFA Champions League, Euro Cup, and European qualifying matches in full as well. That's also free, so you can log in with Google or Facebook or UEFA ID, then you can watch it absolutely for free. So I was watching Man City versus Tottenham, the greatest Champions League game in history. I was watching it full and oh my god, goosebumps. It was fantastic match.
I think now we should go to a second order of discussion, which
Hmm.
is the hostile takeover of Newcastle,
Yes.
which is
yes,
recently in the news. So,
Yeah. So
the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia's public investment fund, chaired by Mohammed bin Salman, is
in
set to
Salman.
purchase an 80% share in Newcastle United. And that will make
They
Newcastle United the richest football club in the Premier League, surpassing Sheikh Mansour with Manchester City when
yeah,
he was pretty famous.
yeah,
I'm even
like
if you look at that,
350 million euros.
it's like
That is a lot
300
of
million
money.
more than what Sheikh Mansour has.
Yep.
It's a lot of money.
But there were also
Lot of
repercussions of this, which we thought that it's big now. It's become a Saudi Arabia versus Abu Dhabi war. So
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
the owners of the owner Sheikh Mansour and Mohammed bin Salman would be like fighting on the field between Manchester
Mm-hmm.
City and Newcastle. Although
Mm-hmm.
Newcastle
Newcastle.
is a very bottom class team, but
It's a
still,
lot of international politics.
yeah. There was also another thing which was about the broadcasting of this. So there was an issue of
Hmm.
the broadcasting of the Newcastle games in Saudi Arabia because now they're owned by Bin
Oh,
Salman. So there was a whole controversy over this, which has now more become geopolitical over the course of last 10 years.
exactly. I mean, football's
Why
about
won't it?
bringing people together, and now this
Exactly.
is international politics is now taking over football.
Yeah.
It's not the greatest thing, but when you come to consider this, I mean, Newcastle having this much money, they're gonna become the biggest football club in England. I mean, you saw with Manchester City, they got their
City.
money and
Yeah.
now they became the biggest and richest club in the Prem. And if that happens with Newcastle, I mean, this is scary. I mean,
But how do you think that people are going to react if you say Newcastle has money? I don't think someone like Harry Kane would like to shift to Newcastle, even though his contract is ending and he gets a good offer. No one's going to go to Newcastle. I think they'll have to
yeah, I
build
mean,
up their
Newcastle has
reputation
had.
first.
Yeah,
They want
Newcastle
to,
has a history that they've been a mid-table or relegation threatened club,
except
and
Yeah.
except
you
Alan
get that.
Shearer's time.
Yeah, in 90s के बाद से Newcastle have had a lot of problems. They've been relegated. The only thing about them was the movie that they made, Goal,
Yeah.
the Santiago Muniz
Yeah.
movie. After that, nothing good ever happened with Newcastle.
So
So
I think they'll have
now,
to build up their reputation first for
yeah,
that, make
Reputation.
some big signings. Okay, now on to the
yeah.
third. Let's talk about Liverpool season, which might go void.
So now the reports that came out about the Dutch league canceling this now memes have been made. A lot of people are sharing memes about how Liverpool season might end and everything. But just think how unlucky they are. I mean, they had to win just one game.
One
Only
last.
one
Yeah.
game was left. If they had won that, it would have been over.
But
And we have to thank Watford that this is happening because if Watford hadn't defeated them,
Water
Liverpool's
them.
salty fans Liverpool's salty fans would have been all over the world. They would be screaming, "We won the league! We won the league!" But thank God to Liverpool and thank God to Atletico Madrid that they stopped
Yeah.
Liverpool's journey. I mean, we have to support Liverpool at one point because it's a sad reality, but you have to be happy for that because now they can't win it for at least a long time.
Yeah, also because they're having such a long break in between,
Hmm.
maybe the players are not adjusting or they're not working out at home, which is very rare
Hmm.
for a football player.
Yeah.
So we can also see repercussions of them playing in their game because now they're not in form. They took a very
Yeah.
long
Now
break
they're
and they're
not.
coming back on the
Yeah.
field.
So I
Exactly.
think
So
that
there's
that's
also
a
not
big threat.
certainty if they will continue to win.
So that's a big
Hmm.
threat for Liverpool as the season goes ahead.
Yeah.
I was on the Premier League
Now.
side yesterday, and I was looking at the records they've won. So they've already set a record for the best start ever. They've already set a record for most points won in 38 matches, biggest lead at the top, most home wins in a row, and they're targeting like 7 more records to break this season, which I'm not sure will happen anymore, and I hope it doesn't. But I think that's a lot of records for a season. So
Yeah.
Liverpool
Yeah.
again, it has like I'm not sure how many points it has right now. I don't remember. I haven't checked.
Yeah, I think Liverpool has 82 points and its second is Manchester City with just 57 points.
That's a large lead at the top
So
of the
that's
table,
a
but
very big
I don't
gap.
think so. I think when we were discussing, I forgot something about Manchester City which just came up. So Manchester City were banned for 2 seasons by the UEFA,
Yeah,
Hmm.
but
yeah.
giving away that they're the biggest club in England at the moment, I don't
Yeah.
think it should be a
Yeah.
problem because they have enough money to
Yeah.
pay off all their debts and everything. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure if that goal will go through. So I think we're still looking at the top four in the Champions League next season, if it happens. Now onto the last, I think we're going to discuss some transfers, which is
Yeah.
never,
I think
never going out of style. I
the
think transfers are always going to take place, even though the coronavirus is here.
The virus can't
one
stop
of the
transfers. No.
tastiest transfer news I got was that United and Paris Saint-Germain they're doing a deal for Pogba and Angel Di Maria.
No, I'm not sure that's going to be
They're
happening.
trying to swap the
No.
players.
No,
Yeah,
because the last time,
I literally read it an hour ago.
so
I don't,
last time Di Maria was at Old Trafford, there was a lot
but
of booing.
yeah,
So I'm not sure
People
that's
didn't
going to
like
happen.
people didn't like him. People
Yeah.
didn't like Angel Di Maria. But on if you go to London and Tottenham Hotspur, there is two pieces
yeah,
of juicy transfer gossip that has come from there. First one is that Jose Mourinho personally, the people are saying that Jose Mourinho personally called PSG right back Munier to sign him. Of course, people know that that Tottenham needs a right back desperately. Serge Aurier is very unreliable, and even though he's good, but he's very unreliable. He gets a lot of bookings, gets suspended quite a lot. And Munier is a very reliable right back. He can score goals, and he is very good at crossing. And if you see some of the goals he scores like these outrageous volleys and stuff like that. He's a very interesting player. And another deal is that with Tanguy and Ndombele, the the reports are saying that Barcelona are interested in signing this player. Of course, Ndombele hasn't
yeah,
had the best season. He's been injured quite a lot, and he hasn't played the best. I mean, starting of the season he was very good, but now he's regressed because of his injuries. And Barcelona want to sign him. They're putting in two players to sweeten the deal: Samuel Umtiti and Nelson Semedo, a right back and a center back, which could be very lucrative considering that both the centre backs for Tottenham are now in their 30s, and Vertonghen is going to be a free agent at the end of this season. So it could be very lucrative, but it has to depend because Tanguy and Ndombele, despite his injuries, is actually quite a valuable player and an excellent player in midfield when fully fit.
But what
So
I
yeah,
remember the last transfer news I read, which was almost about to fall through, was Jack Grealish to Manchester United. I'm not sure how
hmm
true it was, but I
yeah,
think it was a pretty stable transfer move. But they started questioning him after he broke his social
yeah,
distancing rule. And
Jack
I think
Grealish broke.
I read another report this morning about another player who had a party at his house last night. which was really, I don't think necessary, because I know people get bored, but footballers have a lot of money. They have
Yeah.
big houses.
Even
They can
Kyle,
stay home.
even Kyle Walker got in trouble for
Walker.
having a
Yeah.
party. I mean, he's married and all, but Kyle Walker is having a party with sex workers. That's insane.
Yeah, like a lot of footballers need to.
Yeah. Even more interesting news, Neymar is going to have a stepfather probably, who is much more younger to him.
I know.
Yeah, Neymar's mother is dating a 22-year-old, I don't know what he is,
And
supermodel, I
there
think.
was also conspiracy
Yeah.
theory that that guy was dating Neymar's chef and everything. I don't know if it's true, but it was spicy.
I mean, Neymar's family has come under a lot of controversy. I mean, they engage in pretty strange behavior. You know, now his mother's dating a 22-year-old, and Neymar, he gets injured every year during his sister's birthday.
Yeah, I remember that.
That's
That
quite
that
strange.
Even talking about that, I remember Aguero goes out every Christmas. I think that's one of the things
Mm,
Yeah.
that happens. Like
yeah,
every year during Christmas, he gets injured and he's not able to play. So there are a lot of conspiracies about football. That's not ever going to stop.
yeah,
So I think that's it for today. I hope you all
yeah.
enjoyed, and we hope to come back in a few weeks. Thank you.
Yes, we do.